Hey guys, Ryan here from Let Me Be Critic, and this is my review of The Invisible Man.
Don't let him haunt you.
Hello?
Are you okay?
Someone's sitting in that chair.
The Invisible Man is a film starring Elizabeth Moss as Cecilia Cass, who is in a very abusive, completely manipulative relationship. When she escapes from him and is able to try to live a normal life and get divorced, she gets the sudden news that Adrian has killed himself. She's getting a large inheritance, of course, as long as she doesn't get proven crazy from, like, seeing somebody that's not there, like an Invisible Man or something like that. And of course, wouldn't you have it, there's a motherfucking Invisible Man out there, just invisible and around. The Invisible Man is a remake of the, of course, classic character in The Invisible Man, originally created by H.G. Wells, which has been made into numerous movies, TV shows, and most famously stuff like the original Invisible Man with Claude Rains, Memoirs of Invisible Man with Chevy Chase.
It all started on a Tuesday in March. Next thing I knew, I went from high profile to no profile.
Don't be afraid. It's me, Nick. You want to sit down?
If not for Alice,
We're the only people that can give you your life back.
I'd be lost forever.
You have a face again.
You don't have any body makeup, do you?
Memoirs of an Invisible Man, a John Carpenter film.
Go watch it. I know you haven't seen it. Go watch it. And my personal favorite, which is, I think, the most popular in my generation, is the film Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon, directed by Paul Verhoeven.
I'm ready for you.
Are you sure?
Positive. Here goes nothing.
The question is, what would you do if you knew you couldn't be seen?
It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror anymore.
Director of Starship Troopers and RoboCop, which is a very cheesy film, but I do recommend that as well. I think that's a very fun movie. When trailers first came out for Invisible Man, I knew a lot of people were saying that, oh, I saw the whole movie in the trailer and stuff like that, and oh, it looks just like Hollow Man. And in all honesty, it is not a lot like Hollow Man. It's very different, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they made it based around the victim instead of based around the Invisible Man. The film, which also stars Oliver Jackson Cohen, Aldous Hodge, which I'm a big fan of, and Storm Reed, is, in my opinion, a very good original telling of the Invisible Man story. They do it in a way that we've never seen before. We've never seen an Invisible Man film told from the story of the victim, not from the Invisible Man. So you get to actually really feel and live in the fear of an Invisible Man, of what would this be like if you're being hunted or stalked by someone you can't see in any way, shape, or form. I like a lot of the aspects that make for a modern twist on the story that makes for a much more chilling film in this new 21st century. This film, of course, comes after the failed Dark Universe, where they were going to make a new Invisible Man starring Johnny Depp. Would have probably been a much more action-based film that would have not been anything like the film that we see now. Would have maybe had a little bit of comedy, probably would have tried to be more Pirates of the Caribbean or Mordecai. Other pros I have for this film, I think the sound design is fantastically done in a film that really does live off the sound. I think they do a fantastic job with it. They do a great job with the budget. I think a lot of the cinematography is fantastic. A lot of really complex, comprehensive shots with a lot of really good picturesque looks. I think this film has a lot of good scares too, and not as many jump scares. There are, of course, a couple of jump scare scenes. Most of the horror is built off of the tension, which I think is something that more horror films should build on. A lot of my favorite horror films of the past couple of years have been films that do live off the tension instead of jump scares. Leigh Whannell, who directed this film, is, of course, mostly known as the guy who didn't cut his foot off in the first Saw movie, and he also directed Insidious 3. I think it is expertly directed, and I think that I would like to see him do more of these Universal monster movies. There's a lot of talk now that Blumhouse is going to start doing these Universal movies, now that the Dark Universe is completely dead, and this was the first step in that, and Jason Blum has already said that he'd like to do a couple more of these. I think if they were to do more movies like this, I would definitely go out and see them, because I definitely recommend this. I think this is a movie to go out and see in theaters, but since we're in a time right now where that is not a possibility, I highly recommend seeing this on VOD. Even though they do give a lot of the stuff in the movie in the trailer, a lot of it doesn't really get shown in full context, so you really have no idea what's going on, and I think a lot of it isn't really shown in the trailer, and a lot of the main story elements and a lot of what really happens isn't shown in the trailer, so a lot of stuff still kept me by surprise, and there was a lot of twists that hit me very well. Some of the twists in the third act are a little too crazy. A lot of the big third act twist, I think, can be considered a little far-fetched, and I think threw some people out of the movie. I was still with it. I still think the acting and the story came together very well as the cinematography and a lot of the way it was shot. I really enjoyed the film, and I highly recommend seeing it. I would rate Invisible Man a 8.8 out of 10. I think this is one of the best films to come out this year so far. This is definitely going to be on my list of best horror films of 2020. Will it be on my list of best movies? Only time will tell. I don't really think so, but right now it's very high up on my list. Due to what's going on right now, I have seen that Universal released 3 films on VOD, but instead of making them to buy like most of them, they made them $20 to rent, which I see a lot of people are complaining about, and I also don't think that that is really a good way for us to be going through this crisis right now, where we're all in a pinch right now, and charging $20 to rent a movie I don't think is very fair. But I do think that if you were to do it, this would be the one to do it for. It is a really great movie. Maybe if you're with your family right now, I would recommend all chipping in a little bit and renting it. I do think buying is the better option right now. I know films like Onward that are released on VOD right now are doing a buy option where it's the same price, but you're buying it as opposed to renting it, which I highly recommend. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. This is a really trying time for all of us, so I'm going to really try to make more videos. I'm going to put out one of these a day. I really like doing this, and I really like sharing my love of movies with everybody, and it's something I've been really wanting to do for a while, and since I don't have a job, business is slower, and I don't want to go crazy being stuck at home in self-quarantine, I'm going to be making a lot of these videos and put a video out of these a day. Guys, please share, subscribe, bell thingy. Send these out to everyone you know, your grandma, your grandma's friend, your uncle's friend, your friend's friend, everybody you know. Please share this. I want to spread the love. Let's talk movies, guys. Let's talk Invisible Man. What's your favorite Invisible Man movie? Have you seen Hollow Man? Have you seen the new Invisible Man? What do you think of it? What do you guys think about this whole $20 to rent a movie thing, which I think is really ridiculous? I do think that this movie is great, and I do want more people to see it, but the whole $20 rental thing is a little ridiculous for me when you can watch a movie like Onward that also just came out and is part of this new crazy VOD thing, and you can buy it for the exact same price. I find it a little wacky. I don't know why they're doing stuff like that, but it's, you know, of course, they got to make a buck in this trying time, so why not take $20 to rent? Guys, comment below what other movies would you like me to review. I'm going to do new movies. I'm going to do old movies. I'm going to probably put new movies out the next couple of days. I'm going to do some old movies and some lists a little later in the week. I want to do one video a day right now. That's something I'm challenging myself to stop myself from going crazy. While I'm doing other work, I'm doing other things. Maybe I won't be able to do one video a day. Who knows? Maybe I can get some more outside work. But right now, I want to do one video a day. I want to entertain you guys. I want to entertain myself. I want you guys to enjoy this. I'm enjoying this. Please share this with more people. Let's get a community going. Right now, we're in the toughest time any of us have ever seen. We're in an unprecedented thing. We're all in self-quarantine lockdown, most of us. Depending on your state, I'm in New York. We can't go anywhere. So let's talk movies, guys. Let's spread our love of movies. What movies have you been watching during this quarantine? What new movies are you looking forward to coming out? What new movies have just been released are you going to watch? I'm going to watch The Hunt. I'm probably going to watch Emma. I'll do probably reviews of those soon. I'm going to have a review for Onward and Bloodshot out tomorrow and the next day. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Guys, I'll see you very soon.